Hello and welcome to Shake the Mic. Today I'm joined by female boxer and personal trainer Abbie McKay. Today she joins me in the studio to talk all things boxing, physical fitness, life outside the ring and personal training. Abbie, thanks so much for coming in. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. Thanks, Jack. Made up to be on.
You're our first ever female boxer to come on the show.
Unbelievable, innit?
Okay. Can you tell me about your earliest memory when you first stepped foot inside a boxing gym?
Yeah, I was only 14 at the time, and mad when you're a girl and you're going into a gym just full of lads. I didn't know anyone. Remember just saying to my dad, "Take me to the boxing gym, I want to go. So he took me down. All these lads are in the gym. I just walked in, just didn't care. Walked in, I've just been like, yeah, I like it in here, me. Gets on the pads straight away. They went, yeah, you're going to spar now. So I went, what? They went, yeah, you're getting in your spar. And I went, go on then. So I ended up getting in, right, sparred this lad. They battered this lad, right, Jack. They went, get him out. This other lad gets in, battered this other lad. They went, we're going to have to get him out. So they ended up getting this kid who'd been like a bit more experienced then. So he gets in, he gives me like a little bit back, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, a bit of a run for your money.
One of the lads didn't come back to the gym after that. That was it, didn't see him again.
Wow.
But yeah, I was only 14.
What gym was it?
That was at the Everton Reds Triangle.
You've just answered loads of my questions there as well, because these are things that have been in my head, yeah? Like, little places I wanted to go and wanted to touch on it. Like, it takes confidence for a full-grown man to walk into a boxing gym. So for a little girl to go to the gym, you're still only a baby at 14. Yeah. That takes some balls to walk in a gym, doesn't it, Ab? Do you know what I mean? Especially in that environment.
I didn't know anyone either at the time, do you know what I mean? I knew the McGrails.
Yeah.
But not properly, only because the mates of my family, do you know what I mean?
What made you want to go to the gym, Ab? Where did the thought come from? What planted the seed to think I'm going to go to the boxing gym?
You know what? Growing up as a kid, I was a bit of a tomboy, me. I liked me footy, do you know what I mean? So when I was in little school, I loved footy and like used to play with all the lads all the time. And I used to end up fighting near enough every single day, every day. I think I've just always had that fight in me. I used to come home, my mum and dad would have all people knocking at the door, "You're happy, he's just battered my son," all the time, constantly. And then when I got older and went to senior school, that's when like I sort of changed a little bit. And I was like, I need to stop beating people up, beating lads up. I need to stop all this now. And then I think that's where it came from, to be honest. Where I was a kid, I was just a little rough kid. And then when I went to senior school, all that just changed. Like I enjoyed senior school, but
being in a predominantly male environment, in being in the boxing gym, did you feel any different to the lads up? Did you feel that or not?
I don't think so, to be honest, because as I was saying before, I played football when I was younger, and I played for like lad teams.
You used to knocking around with the boys.
Yeah, I was one of the lads when I was a kid. Yeah. Growing up, I was just one of the lads. That was it. And I played for like 3 lad football teams. So
was that naturally in your ab? Was you just that way out?
Yeah.
Just for as far as you can remember?
Yeah.
Like your earliest memories growing up, like that was just naturally who you were?
That's just who I was. I've always been a little fighter since I was a kid. Like, mad story, my mum and dad took me on holiday, right? So I think I was only like 4 or something at the time. And I'd been playing in the park. My dad said, this kid come running down, crying his eyes out. So my mum went, better go and check, that's not our Abbie, you know. So my dad said, he's come and checked, yeah. He said, I've been stood there at the top pushing all these kids off the slide. So my dad turned around to the kids and said, look, she needs to learn a lesson, she can't be doing this, right? All get round her in a circle and say, no, you can't do that. So all these kids have got around me in a circle, and my dad said, next minute I've just put my hands up and went, who's next then? That was like the age of 4. Yeah. The age of 4. So I've always had that little fight in me, that go in me.
It's crazy.
It's mad.
Can you remember the first time you'd ever had a fight? I'd be like in the street or anything like that, like a more serious fight. Can you place a certain particular time or no?
There
was that many?
That many, Jack. I had too many. I think I come home one day from school with a black eye off one of the lads who had been fighting with. And I had too many.
So going to the gym and getting in that environment was nothing new to you, being in there with another lad. Did you see it as an advantage, Ab, in the sense of with you being a female in as I said, predominantly a male world, when it comes to competition and stuff like that, you knew you were going to be boxing other girls?
Yeah.
How did that make you feel? Confident?
Yeah, confident because
you think you're having it with lads.
Yeah, you can
with
take anything off a girl.
Yeah, it's gonna be different, isn't it?
It's a different story. Like with the girls, like the lads, I like sparring with the lads. I just love sparring with the lads. Like I remember saying to Paul Eddy, come in, and I went, "Can I just spar with the lads now?" And he was like, "Yeah," but obviously I was a bit older at the time, so I think it's a bit different then, isn't it? When you can start getting a bit more mature and stuff like that, and like the lads are maturing as well, like it's a whole different ball game when you get older.
Yeah, when you're turning from a girl to a woman and they're turning from boys to men, it's different, isn't it?
It's different, that's what I mean. Like now if I go and spar with any lads, they're 16.
Yeah,
because they're not men then, so they haven't got the same like muscular.
Yeah, it is different. Men are physically superior to women are, like in that sense. No matter what anyone says in this day, because this day and age, the world's a crazy place.
Yeah, we know, but it's fact.
Yeah, it is.
Fact,
yeah, man's stronger than woman.
We've got to look after ourselves, obviously. Like I get in there with the grown man anyway. Like
I know you would.
I'm not asked, but obviously we've got to look after ourselves. Like, can't just do that.
If you get a good man, he's gonna beat a good woman. You punch most lads' heads in, Abbie, but they're lads, men who can't box. But if you get a man who can fight and knows how to look after himself, then it's a different story, isn't it? So it's gauging that. I suppose as well, if it's controlled sparring, it's different.
Yeah, that's
as well.
All right.
If there's somebody who can control themselves and you're in the right environment, then it's okay. If it's conditioned,
it's all right like that.
But if it's open sparring, it's got to be right and it's got to be fair, hasn't it?
Definitely.
Otherwise you won't learn nothing and they won't learn nothing.
Unless you was sparring with like a lad your age and he was, I don't know, 10 key lighter than you, then that's probably all right. But at the moment we just keep it to like, say it's hard to find sparring when you're a girl. Like there's not many of us out there, do you know what I mean? There isn't.
It's growing though, Ab.
Well, it has an half
flying
grown.
At the minute. It's women's sport. I was saying to Sky Roberts, who I had on last week, I was saying to her, like, women are flying the flag for sports at the minute in terms of like women's football.
The football's flying.
Absolutely. And then women's boxing. I mean, there's so many more great women fighters coming through now at the moment, you know what I mean? And
it's constantly a new pro turning over.
Well, it's great to see, you know, like Katie Taylor was like
the first one, wasn't she?
Yeah, she helped put women's boxing on the map in terms of the public eye anyway.
Yeah,
because
she did.
And now, like, to be honest with you, at first, I'm a boxing fan, you know that.
No.
But I'm saying, like, at first, a lot of men would have probably been like, women boxing, oh no, I'm not into that. But now, I can't lie, like, I've watched some great bouts, like, I like watching Terry Harper. There's loads.
She's very good, isn't she?
Quality.
I like her. Even, like, I love Katie Taylor. Like,
love Katie Taylor,
I look up to Katie Taylor, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I like that Chantel Cameron.
Chantel Cameron.
She's
heavy, yeah.
I've always said, if they ever fought each other, Chantel beat her.
Yeah.
And it killed me to say it because Katie's, like, I'm a massive fan of Katie, but obviously that's the truth.
Yeah, you can't shy away from the truth, but I think it's definitely getting more. Boxing's there for entertainment. Like, as sad as it sounds, me and you follow it for sporting purposes, like, because you love boxing, you love getting in there. But I'm saying, for you know, your average person who's just bought a ticket and coming to watch, they want to see people get hurt. And like the likes of us will watch like a skilled boxer and go, he's unbelievable or she's unbelievable, they're really quality. But your fella out of the boozer down the road doesn't see that. He just wants to see someone get banged. But I think women's boxing's getting a lot more entertainment, and there's some wars, and that's what people want to see.
Exactly.
You know, as sad as it sounds,
when you watch the women's fighting, like, it's completely different to like a man's fight. Like obviously you get some boss men's fighting, don't you? But like, when you watch women's fighting, every fight you will watch, it's boss.
It's high energy.
Yeah.
It's like the men, the lighter weights in the men. It's non-stop. It's all action, you know, from the bell from the first bell to the last. There's a lot of where when men get bigger, the fighting, the bouts slow down in terms of the intensity and the pace of it, because they're bigger, they don't carry themselves like that, and they tire in the later rounds. Where when you get lighter men, it's higher energy in the busier rounds. All the likes of your great fighters, Barrera, Nazim, all them, they're non-stop. Calzaghe non-stop, and women are similar in that way because they're built lighter,
and the women only box 2 minutes, don't they?
So it's flat out.
I reckon with women's boxing, right, all those women have got something to prove, haven't we? Like, we're coming into a male-dominated sport, so we're trying to prove our point. Like, yeah, we belong here as well.
And you do belong here, I've seen you training in the gym alongside me, and we used to train together. I've trained with you, and you've trained like one of the best gyms in the country, not just in Liverpool, you know, and like you turn up sparring lads and you're putting that graft in, you know, doing the same workouts, the same runs and stuff like that. So there's no sort of discrimination there when it comes to training, so there shouldn't be any discrimination when it comes to competing, because you're ready.
I know. I love training like with like all the lads, because it pushes me, do you know what I mean? I'm proper competitive, me, so I'm like, he's just done 10 burpees, I'm doing 20. You know what I mean? Like when I used to be in ERT, that was my first gym. We used to do like competitions at the end, like where you're like, who holds their arms out for the longest, plank competitions,
me and Costy used to go to war with it.
And we had them in the solid, didn't we? Yeah. In the ERT, I used to just win all of them because I was that happy, like that I'm not dropping.
Eddie's sadistic as well, Paul. Eddie, like, he'd say, like, if there's 2 years left, he's just went down there, you go to stand up, or he'd kick your arms and that. Good though.
Yeah, he was boxing the Solly. The Solly was a boss
It's
gym.
an amazing gym, amazing gym.
The Solly.
In terms of when you went in the gym for the first time, can you remember the smell and like the feel to it? The boxing gym's got like a smell to it.
It's got a mad smell, hasn't it? But it's like a smell where you're like...
Yeah, it's a vibe.
You like it.
Yeah, it's a vibe, innit? You know what I mean?
That first day when I walked in that boxing gym was probably one of the best days of my life. Like, I remember coming out, it was fat kid me as well, and I come out, my dad said, I had a big bright red face, and I come out and I went, boss in there, all I do is swear at you, you know that, and my dad was like, dude, yeah, I said, yeah, but I loved it from the minute
at first sight, instantly you knew straight away.
The minute I set foot in there, I loved it. Like, I did, proper loved it. And that, do you know what, that first day, all I could think about was boxing, Jack. Like, I remember I was just like, I couldn't wait to go back. But I think at that time, I think you could only do Monday, Friday.
Yeah,
in the ERT.
Was that because of your age?
Yeah, because of your age. And I think because you're like a beginner and stuff like that. So I was like, when's Friday? Or when's Monday coming? Or I just couldn't wait to be there.
You loved it.
Yeah, I just... Still love it now. That love's never went.
To be a fighter, it takes a lot of confidence. It takes a certain type of person, but it takes a lot of confidence and it takes a lot of bravery. For you, Ab, where does that come from?
You know what? I couldn't even. I don't know where it comes from. To be honest with you, like, I don't know whether it's maybe like from my childhood, where I've always had to prove a point with my footy, and I don't know, you go in with the lads, you just get brave, don't you? And
I think because you were a girl, you wanted to prove yourself to the boys that like you could do it.
Yeah.
Give you that bit of dog in you, that bit of fight in you.
100%, yeah.
Seems to be natural with you as well. Some people are naturally a certain way, and you're very naturally that way, aren't you? You know what I mean?
I've just got it in me. I think I've just got it in me. Like, I've never not come. I don't know if it's come from anywhere.
I was about to say, are any of the family like above you? Are any of them like that? Is there anyone in the family you could point to and say, I think I get it from there, or no? Was you the first one to break the mould?
Do you know what? Right, I'd probably say my dad's quite brave. Like, my dad's been through a lot. You know what I mean? But and my mum, my mum and my dad were both quite brave. They'd been through a lot, especially my mum. She had like an hard upbringing, you know what I mean? Like a dad left them and stuff like that, and like they didn't really have a nice bringing
childhood,
up, and I'm sick. Like my dad did. He got like, obviously he got brothers and sisters and stuff, but he just had a mad upbringing himself.
When you come from a mad background, having a rough upbringing and that, I think it installs strength into you, definitely, you know what I mean? It gives you that, like, inner resilience, and that, like, there's that toughness to you, isn't Definitely.
I remember someone saying to me once, she was like a psychic, and she said to me, it's like you're fighting a fight for your mum. But I think that's because the way my mum was brought up with the dad that she had, he weren't nice to her, and obviously I must just carry that, because like my mum's my world, so was my dad. But you know what I mean, they both are, like, they've been great to me over the years, you know what I mean. But I think I must just be, as that woman said, I must just be fighting for my mum, what she went through when she was younger, and because I care for her, you know what I mean. You really are,
you genuinely are a credit to them. You're a lovely girl. Do you do anything to reinforce that grit, that confidence? Do you do anything to reinforce your mind?
Yeah, you've got to. Some days, right, Jack, I'll sit there and think, if I've had a bad spar, I am shit, mate.
Yeah.
And then I have to go home, and I've got to sit there, and I'll have to go, no, you're not. And I've got to I watch other women boxing, and I'll go, what? They're on GB, yeah. And I'm not. Like, I'm better than them.
Do you believe you beat them genuinely, Abbie, yeah?
Yeah.
Given the chance?
Yeah, 100%.
Your time to shine's going to come,
yeah? Defo. 100%. I do think I'll beat the girls on GB.
Currently, what weight do you do? You look light now.
Yeah, I'm only light, me. I'm 52 kg. Used to box at 57 kg in the solid, didn't I?
Yeah.
I was like, I was going through a bit of a mad patch there.
Do you think you had no business at 57, Ab?
No, that's just too big. That, like, you're not light on your feet. Like, you're carrying too much weight. You know what I mean? Like, I'm only small, aren't I? So if I'm doing 57, I'm fighting all these big tall girls. It's
5 kilo makes a world of a difference inside the boxing ring, doesn't it? Like, people don't see that on the outside, but 5 k's a massive difference in it. It's a stone there, no, 6.3 k's a stone. Stone in weight a lot, innit? As a fighter.
It is. It's massive.
Makes a massive difference. They're a lot taller,
the way you
they're a lot
carry
broader.
Yourself and everything, like, as well. Like, now that I've lost all that weight, like, my footwear has improved massively, where I didn't move my feet when I was 57 kg.
Yeah, you stand and bang.
Because I probably couldn't. You know what I mean? Probably couldn't.
How would you describe yourself growing up?
I was mad growing up. As I was saying before, I used to just go around with the lads. Like, all my best mates was lads, and then I've got one girl best mate she's still my best mate now.
What was she like, Ab? Was she a tomboy?
No, she's
a girly girl.
Yeah, proper girly girl. As girly as they come.
It's mad,
It's
isn't it?
mad, but the complete opposite. But we get on so much, do you know what I mean? Like, it's like having another sister. I've got a sister, but me and my sister are like best mates as well. Like, she does everything for me. If I didn't have her, I don't know where I'd be. She organises everything for me. Like, she just tells me what I need to do, really.
It's boss, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're blessed to have that around.
Yeah, I've got a great family around me, even like my aunties and stuff. Like,
have you got any other brothers and sisters, or just the one sister?
Just the one sister, yeah, Jack.
Who's the eldest? Your sister's older than you,
my sister's older than me.
Yeah, keeping you in line.
Yeah, she does. She keeps me in line. Like,
good,
she's done really well for me. Like,
what's your background like? It's stable, isn't it? You've got a good mum and good dad around you, and you've had a good upbringing.
Yeah, I've had a very good upbringing, Jack. You know, I'm very lucky. Not many people out there can say that.
There's
I'm
not
lucky
many
to
people
say
who come on
I
this.
have.
There's not many people who come on this podcast, Abby, who say that they've had a good upbringing, and especially not fighters. You know, a lot of fighters a lot of fighters are from like my backgrounds.
Yeah.
That's where that comes from. You know, that desire, that hunger for more, that want to be better, or like that roughness of not having nothing there. And that's where like the grit comes. That like you wanna be a fighter. A lot of people who are from like a nice background, they don't want nothing to do with getting, you know, getting in the ring.
Keep away from it, don't they? Play tennis or something, them, don't they?
Hockey, badminton. Were you into anything girly?
No, not really, to be honest. I think I went to one dance lesson when I was younger. Hated it. I've got no rhythm. I was stood there looking around thinking, why have I came here? Like, this isn't me, but it was me and this other girl. She was a little bit of a tomboy herself. Like, we used to wear footy kits. And we're trying to do this dance and I'm going, why have we came here? Like, what's going on with us? We play footy, let's go.
Let's go,
You know what I mean? I don't.
But you've got to try things, haven't you?
Yeah, you have. Obviously, as I got older, like, all me, like, the tomboyish stuff sort of started, like, that just went, like, and then I started, like, going around with girls then and stuff like that. Like, I've got a good group of mates around me as well, like.
Did you get a conscience, like, growing up, when you got, you know what, we'll come to that in a minute. I'll ask you about your school life first. What was you like in school? Did you fit in?
Yeah, I fitted in, like, I did fit in, but I was just
Was you wild?
Well, I was a little shit. Bad.
Was you badly behaved?
Yeah, do you know what? I was just a class clown. I'd get one laugh and then I wouldn't stop then, and then I was just all the time. It was just all, yeah, I was. But it's mad because that's what I do as a job now.
It's mad,
and I hated school.
Do you know how to deal with them kids now though, Ab?
Yeah, so it's good that, it's good to be honest, Jack, right? Because when I'm teaching in school now, these kids who I can just handle them straight away. I know exactly what to do because I know what's going through their mind, and I'm thinking, I know what you're thinking. You know what I mean? Like, they'll try and have you off, and I'm like, no, I've been there, I've worn that t-shirt, you know.
Yeah, you know it.
And the kids love me in school, but obviously, like, I don't like shouting at the kids or nothing like that because I just don't think that doesn't get you nowhere. Didn't get me anywhere when the teachers used to shout at me in school. I used to just shout back and storm off, and I was just mad.
If you can relate to them and you can get them on a level up, you can converse with them better and you can resonate with them better. You can get on their wavelength, and then they go, she's cool here.
Exactly.
She's alright, Miss McKay, or she's alright, Abbie.
That's what it is.
They know, yeah, she's a scouser there or whatever, and then
you
they're
open
on it
up
with
to
you then.
you as well, you know, like you get some obviously some kids have got really hard lives, and I can get the kids to open up to me. So I know,
you can then
help them. You know what I mean? I'd rather the kids open up to me and tell me what's going on in their life because we want to help them. That's what we're there for. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not there to teach them the shitty curriculum because that's a load of shit to me. I do PA, but I'm there I like that job, so I'm just there to help them in the ways and just go, right.
Help them grow. Yeah,
help them grow. That's the word I was looking for. You know what? Like PE's boss, all the kids love PA. So but you need to be doing that. That's why I like doing PA, because you've got to be doing your physical activity.
Physical fitness is just essential in it, Ab.
Yeah, you need it
for everybody.
For your mind, everything. Like if I don't train,
my head's messed.
Yeah, same. If I don't train, wow, I can't hack it. My mind's not good.
Yeah, I think anybody who's trained for a long period of time, anyone who's into like physical fitness, is that way out. They sort of need it for the mental functions.
Yeah.
And if they don't, you feel low. Some people who don't work out at all, or who haven't worked out, especially not as adults, they don't seem to feel that way. But anyone who I speak to, who I'm in and around, the majority of people who I know work out anyway, if they don't, they feel low.
Yeah, when I've spoken to people the same, they've always said, "Oh, I need to train me for me."
It's so much of a key part of your life, innit? You know what I mean? Was your intelligence, Abbie?
Yeah.
Pen to paper.
I probably would have been if I would have put my head down in school, but
You didn't
I never.
apply yourself?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
But I was clever. But I used to say I weren't clever, but I was
Because you wanted
clever.
to rebel?
Because I didn't want to do all this and that. Like, pens and paper weren't for me.
Yeah, you wanted to be a cool kid?
Yeah, no pens and paper. I hated. I just hated everything about school, really, except for going in and being with my mates or like PE. Love PE. I used to have murder in PE. You know, we were playing any sport. I was so competitive, and I'd be like, "Come on, what are you doing?" And that was the only thing I was interested in school. Obviously, you get them teachers though who was proper nice, and I didn't mind being in their lesson. I'd be like, "Do you know what?"
And that's you now, Ab.
That's
that
me.
teacher
That is me.
that you could relate to at school. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I had an RE teacher. She was boss, and RE was like one of the only things I come out of school with.
Yeah,
when
because
I
you
left,
enjoyed
because
it.
I enjoyed it, and she was nice to me, and like it just shown like
we excel where we enjoy. If there's no fun in it, if you don't enjoy something, you will not excel in it at all.
Exactly.
I think we're all creatures of praise, and we're all creatures of comfort as well, to a certain extent. I think discomfort's very good for us, but we'll touch on that a little bit later. But you've got to sort of be happy with what you're doing, and a lot of people, if they're not comfortable and not happy, they just don't want to do it. And we seem to go towards the thing. It's ironic because we should do more of what we're not as good at, but we seem to do more of what we are good at.
Yeah.
And we do stuff more what we like. And if you like it and you enjoy it, 9 times out of 10 you get results.
Yeah, 100%.
And if you're somewhere in a place where you don't like it and you don't enjoy it, they wonder why certain kids aren't getting results, because it's just they've got it where it's the school curriculum set up where it's like one size fits all, and it doesn't really work like that, does it?
No.
Different kids operate differently, and you've got to try and mould it around them differently to to get the same results.
Gotta make it exciting for them. Why would you want to be sitting there staring at a whiteboard thinking, I can't even be asked being in this lesson now?
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather like the teacher be up and walking around being like, oh yeah, you know, just making it that little bit, like a little bit more exciting. And
if I asked you when you were in school, Abbie, what are you going to be when you grow up, what would you have told me?
What would I have said? Definitely wouldn't have been a teacher. Think I would. Do you know what? When I was younger, I've always known I wanted to go into coaching.
Did you?
Yeah, but then obviously when I started boxing, I wanted to go to the Olympics.
Was that your,
yeah,
was that your dream?
Yeah, that was my dream.
Do you know in school, lad, when you were in senior school, you were 14 when you were boxing, the people know you boxed?
Yeah.
Banging the lads on the yard and that?
Yeah, they did. Like, in senior school, I went to an all-girls school.
Whoa.
Yeah, my mum and dad put me in an all-girls school because
that must have been a nightmare for the girls.
If I would have went to a mixed school, it would have been a different story. But when I went to senior school, all the fighting stopped. As soon as I started boxing, right, that's what I've needed in my life.
Yeah, it gives you discipline, doesn't it, Ab? Like, you're not that way out, are you?
Do you know what? My mum and dad got a phone call off the school and went to him, look, we're just letting you know, there's been like a proper turnaround with Abbie, like, what's going on? My dad said she started boxing. It changed me as a person, Jack. Like,
it does.
It does, really does.
People, it sounds
I
cliche.
Needed it.
This is going to sound cliche, but boxing changes people's lives.
It does.
Like, it makes you look at everything so differently, and it comes with discipline and it comes with sacrifice, and a lot of people don't see that up, do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And when you start going down that road, you start finding out who you are a little bit more, and your whole life you were probably giving it to people, and then when you got in there, you probably had a little taste of what it's like to have it be on the receiving end of it as well, because you're in a place, I don't care who you are or how hard you are, if you go to the boxing gym, if you're in the right places, there's always someone somewhere in there that can give it to you.
Yeah, there's always someone bigger than you.
Yeah, there is. And when you have a little taste of that, it's humbling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you remember the first time that you ever got punched in the face properly? Like a proper bang, where it's like, whoa. When you get, if someone hits you and they don't know how to hit, it's different. But if someone hits you who can punch properly and that, it's different in it. Like, you're like, whoa, it's a shock, innit?
It does shock you, like. You know what, right, Jack? It's mad because, like, when I fight or when I'm boxing, whatever, it's like my adrenaline goes that much. I don't feel it. And then it's after I go, oh, my jaw's killing there. I've had a good left hook to the face there, do you know what I mean? But at the time, at the moment, I'm training with Paddy. He's my coach, and I'll get out the ring and he'll go, what was their power like? And I'm like, couldn't tell you, Paddy, didn't feel nothing.
Wow.
And it's like I don't feel nothing because I'm in the zone that much. I don't feel it, but after, I'll feel like sore, like But do you know what? Do you know what though? Actually, you know Conor Butler.
Yeah.
I sparred him once, right? And I have never felt a backhand like it.
That's what I mean, Ab. There's certain people out there who, and you're like, go, you remember that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He gave me this backhand, right? And I remember, and I went, oh my God, that hurt that.
Yeah.
Like that
shocks
actually
you, it stops you in your tracks when you're in there, where you're like, whoa, you've just been hit properly for the first time. It's like you've been hit before, but never like that. And then you're like, you're trying to retreat and trying to recover. You get your composure together again and think, right, okay, you know you're in with a
need to go for a little walk, get myself back together a bit.
You know you're in with a proper fighter. And that's like...
I like that.
Yeah, definitely. And that's different from like when you've had like a punch up in the street, or when you've been put in with them kids who you're flattening, and then you get in with someone who can actually give it to you. You're like, whoa, it's a wake-up call. But that's part of the discipline, I think, and that is humbling, and it makes you work harder. You get out that gym, and if you've been running thinking you've got everything sorted and everything boxed, and every time you get in, you spar, you're just enjoying it and you're comfortable, you're in the wrong place. You're too comfortable. Where when you get in there and someone gives you the run for your money, the next day that 3 miles just become 4. And if you're that way out and you're a fighter, like, you start thinking, I'm gonna run further, I'm gonna train harder. Definitely. It lives with you. Yeah, it does. It makes you more determined, doesn't it? Yeah, because you're not as good as you thought you were. Like if I get in there and I've took a bit of a beating, I go home and I sit there and think, why? Like, where have you gone wrong? And you know what? It makes me better. Like, this is where my improvements come from, because I'll come away and I think, right, where did you go wrong, Ab? Like, what have you done? Why did you do that? You know what I mean? And I've got to like speak to myself and have little words with myself, and then the week later I'll go back to that same person and I'll be beating them up a bit. Yeah, self-talk, you know what I mean? Massive, innit? Yeah, you've got to have it. Like, when Paddy will tell me something, I'll just come away and I think, yeah, I need to do that. Like, I need to do that, because obviously I need to show to them that I want to do it, and like, I want to do these improvements. I don't want to just go home and just think, oh yeah, it's been a good day in the gym today, and put my feet up. Because I'm not going to go anywhere. I used to make the mistake of, I used to spar, and if I'd do well, right, and I'd do okay, I'd go home and think like, yeah, I done well there today, right? And then like, if it didn't, I'd go home like quite negative and think, right, like, I need to do this, I need to work on that. I'd have all them things in me head thinking you're not good enough, but you think, right, okay, so I need to adjust there, I need to adjust there. But now, if I've had a good sparring session, with someone good where it's competitive, I'll go home and think, he's going to be thinking like I think when I've had it given to me. So next week, he's going to be coming that little bit better, that little bit sharper. So you can't rest on your laurels. You better just fucking up the ante that little bit, so that when next week comes, mate, what he's bringing isn't going to be enough next week. No, he thought it was. But surprise, motherfucker. I'm still here, I'm back and I'm bigger now. Yeah. You've got to keep pushing on, and you've got to have that like progressive overload. It's got to be like consistent progression, otherwise you go stale. You've got to always look for room and improvements. Like, if I got in there and I battered someone, even if I knocked them out or something, I'd still go home and think, what can I improve on here? Like, that'll never ever change, because you can always improve. Always. Like, I know, Jack, I can improve all the time. I want to be the best. That's why I do it. I don't do it because I want to make money. I'm not asked about the money. The money doesn't faze me at all. Yeah, it's the love of the sport. That. I just want to be the best. Like,
I love the sport, and I just wanna get to the top. I wanna be fighting on these big cards. I wanna be fighting in the MGM Grand, you know what I mean?
How old are you now, Abbie?
22.
Baby still, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well at your feet.
That's what I mean.
You will be fighting on them cards.
Yeah, 100%. What else I can't wait for? Just to get on the telly. Just to get on the telly. I can't wait.
On it now,
I'm on it now. But like, when you go say like, you know what it was, right? I've been in the pub a few years back. I think we was watching. Must be watching like a Katie Taylor fight, and the pub was chocker. Like, I mean, proper rammed. You couldn't move, and I'm stood there thinking, that's going to be me one day, and all these people are going to be in this pub watching me on that telly one day, and that's all I ever think about.
And I'll be going, I know her, you know.
You messing? You'll be doing Sam with me.
You know what? Yeah, you know what's crazy as well? It must be more so for you because you're a girl. When you're in that environment and everyone's watching it, they don't know that, like, you're that person. You've got them capabilities. So when you're just sitting there watching it, it's like all humble. It's like, I'm itching for that. I want to be there. You will get there. But that gives you the drive. That'll be where some of your driving force comes from, because we all need a why. Your why's just got to be big enough, and that'll be part of your why. It's just not just made up of one thing. It's a lot of things, and for you, it's you want to get there.
How did your family? You just want to make it, don't you?
Most people's family, like, I'd imagine anyway, if you're a boy or girl, but I think more so a girl, if you come home and said I want to be a fighter, they'd probably be like, wow, what are you doing that for? Was your family made up when you wanted to get into the boxing that because you were nuts?
Basically, the reason I went to that gym that day was because me and my mates were just being little fuckers when we was kids. We went egging, right? Went and egged this teacher from me primary school for some daft reason, because they used to give you chase. So their house used to always just get egged and just get it all the time. So we went egging. I've ran round the corner. They've come round the corner. Next minute they said, I know what school you're in. Like, I know your arse. They rang me school. The school rang me mum and dad. My dad hates anything like that. My dad works on the taxis, so he's used to getting bricked and getting egged himself. So he said, he used to say to me, Ab, like, just never, like, go egging or don't ever brick anything, which I never ever did. I didn't do anything like that. I used to just egg houses for the laugh, you know what I mean? But my dad was like, I'm not into all that. I hate it, you know what I mean? So then the school have rang me dad saying, your Abbie's being caught at egging. Gets home from school, and my dad was like, are you messing? What have I told you about doing stuff like that? Going on at me. So anyway, he was like, you're getting grounded for a week. And I was like, oh, it is what it is, take it on the chin. And I turned around and said, well, take me to the boxing gym. I want to go to the gym. And he was like, no, you're grounded. And my mum went, just take her. Take her. We went, what? No, she's grounded then. My mum went, no, just take her. Honestly, just take her. And
do you think your mum knew it would have been done you the world of good?
Yeah, I reckon she did. Know that.
It was the best thing for you, weren't it?
100%.
You needed it.
That's what I needed. This was a missing thing in my life.
You'd have been wild if it weren't.
I don't know where I would be right now if I didn't do it, mate, to be honest.
Well, it's mapped your life so far, and it's to where you are today, really.
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now
your
if I didn't do that.
Based around it, innit?
Yeah.
Okay then, let's talk about the life of a boxer, like the dedication you need for competing, especially at a young age like that. It comes with a lot of sacrifice, and it comes with a lot of dedication, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When was the first time you sort of had a taste for that? Because when you first went in the gym, you just raw, you just like put a pair of gloves on, you have it, and you're hitting bags and you're running. But then comes the realisation of like, you're gonna miss out on things. You're gonna miss out on parties. You're gonna miss out on weddings. You're gonna miss out on birthdays. You're gonna miss out on your mates going out, holidays, food. Like, your whole life's gonna change. When did you realise that?
Do you know? Probably when I was about 16, probably 16 I'd say, but it didn't bother me. I chose to want to miss out on everything anyway. Like as soon as I walked into that gym, I started dieting straight away, started running all the time. Like it was just in me from day one.
It's a byproduct of what you're doing though, and a lot of people who don't box or who haven't been around boxing think you go to the gym, you train, and you turn up and you box, but it's not as cut and dry as that, is it?
I missed holidays, mate. I remember my mum and dad was like, we're going away, and I said, no, I'm staying here, mate, because I was in a tournament. I think it might have been, I think it was the novices at the time. And that's like, it's quite a big tournament when massive you first just start as well, isn't it? And like, I said to me, that mum and dad, I said, I'm not coming. I said, I'm in this tournament and I want to go and do that. And he went, yeah, that's fine. Got me nan to mommy, because I was still only a kid. I think I was 15 or something. And because back then, women's boxing weren't really that big. There weren't many girls out there. And I went in that tournament, right, Jack? No girls at my weight. Never got told until I think it was a week before I thought I was fighting. No girls in my weight. No girls in the weight above, none in the weight below. That was it. So I missed the holiday.
I never got to box.
I never got to box.
That's boxing.
And that was a lot of the outcomes for me.
Boxing's horrible like that.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people don't see that. The amount of times, like, you get prepared for a bout, and the bout gets cancelled, or the kid gets changed, or the date gets moved. It never, I can't remember one time where it's ever went to plan, where it's like, yeah, you're boxing this kid on this date and that blah, 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 blah. So now, I just take all that with a pinch of salt. It's like, yeah, it goes in one ear and out the other. You've just got to get ready and stay ready. Yeah, it definitely,
you know what I mean? Like,
definitely
you have
does.
these knockbacks and you've got to pick yourself back up. That's where the mindset gets stronger, I think.
It's hard as well, isn't it? When you've been so focused, like you were dedicated, working really hard towards that date, and then that comes and it's not there. It's like, it's disheartening, isn't it? It's very disheartening when you've put everything in.
It happened to me a lot, Jack, a lot of times, where to the point where I got used to it, where I had to pick myself back up all the time, but it didn't stop me from doing it. I still love doing it.
Yeah,
and I remember even all the coaches started feeling sorry for me because it was happening that much. I was going in tournaments and there was no one there. I could never get fights, and I'd try and get rematches with girls, and they didn't want them. No, they didn't want to know. They didn't want to come back.
Abbie, if I boxed you, I wouldn't want a rematch, girl.
Yeah, they didn't.
There's a lot that goes with it though. Like, your mind's got to be right on it. Like, to box, your physical fitness can be fantastic, and you can be on the weight and all that. But if you're not ready to compete and you haven't got that,
you beat.
Yeah.
Already before you're even in there.
Yeah, you've got to have that mindset. Your mindset's got to be strong. So you've got to try and reinforce that. Then, like, to box, you've got to make weight. So you've got to be dieting. So you're watching what you're eating. Your sleeping pattern's got to be good. You've got to be getting. You've got to be well rested, haven't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's so much that comes with it, and a lot of people, when they walk through the doors, don't realise. I never realised when I started boxing that.
You don't
all
do
that
you?
went into it, you know what I mean? And as that starts to happen, when you started taking it more serious, and like,
that's when it becomes real, when you start taking it serious, isn't it? And that's when you start going, oh wow, like,
this is tough.
Actually, this is a tough game. This is why everyone says this is a tough game.
The hardest sport in the world, I think.
Yeah, I do.
Second to none.
100%. There's so much that comes with it. Like, it's not just. I was saying the other week, when you play footy, that's not your life.
No,
it's not your life.
When you play football, and
that's your life.
When you play football and you lose, it doesn't hurt.
No,
it might hurt a little bit, but it doesn't hurt. When you box, you don't play boxing. When you box, if you lose, it really hurts. It hurts emotionally and it hurts physically. When you win, it fucking hurts.
It hurts because you're that. It does, honestly.
It does. It's a tough sport, no matter what you're getting at, you know what I mean? So, regardless, 9 times out of 10, when you get out that ring, you don't get in the shower and don't get wet.
That's what I mean.
You know what you're getting into, so you've got to be really, really ready. And credit where credit's due. It takes some going, and you've done well to get where you are now.
Yeah.
walk me through your boxing career, Ab, and let's talk a little bit about ERT, what happened there, who you were training under, how many bouts did you have, and when the call came to leave there and move to the Solly, what happened, and walk me through your career a little bit.
So when I was at the ERT, they train fucking hard, them, you know. Wow. I loved that gym. That gym's boss. Paul Stevo, brilliant coach. But yeah, I couldn't get many fights with them. I had to go and be a little bit selfish, to be honest.
Did you have any fights for the RT?
Yeah, I think it was only 4 fights in 3 years or something. You know what I mean? So I had to take a step back and think,
how can I try?
Where am I going to go? Because I weren't really going in, like, they couldn't take it to bigger tournaments and stuff like that. Obviously, things happen in gyms, don't they?
Yeah.
Stuff happens. You've got to move on.
First fight, tell me about that, Ab. The very first time you ever put that vest on for the triangle, and you went, where was it?
It didn't even feel real, my first fight, because I was meant, the amount of fights that got cancelled on me, get my first one. So then, I think it was in Preston, and it was mad. The ref was pissed. He was having pints in between rounds, right? It was mad. It was just a mad setup. But when I got in the ring, I didn't feel real because of being wanting to box for that long and so many got cancelled. I was stood in the ring thinking,
wow, this is happening.
This is actually really happening. I'm actually out to box, And it was mad, like, it was the boss feeling. Who did
you box out? Can you remember the name?
Oh, do you know what? I can't remember the name. She weren't the best, but I box shit myself. Yeah. I was just throwing pure...
Do you think that was an element of nerves, the big stage? It's different, isn't it?
It's different.
From being in the gym to boxing competitively.
It's a different
world,
like, I didn't do any skills bouts or nothing. It was just straight in for a fight.
Yeah, you can't buy experience.
I got my first fight because I remember right, Jack, because we're on a run on the bowl. And I end up stopping.
The bowl's a horrible place,
the worst. I hate it. I hate the hills.
We'll get a picture of the bowl and
put it up because no one understands how hard that run is, you know. Like, I try and explain it and go, when you do the bowl, it's hard, you know. I remember one of our coaches, Norm Search.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, we used to kill you off. He said, goes to the bowl, he went, do 6 for a warm-up. 6 round the bowl for a warm-up. All of us just said, what? For a warm-up? He went, yeah, get it done. Oh, it was a killer. It was hard. And then we had to do all mad sprints up the hill of doom.
Oh, it's just horrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you get them hills, though, so many fighters have been made on there, and it's a great place to train, innit? It's a horrible place to train. When you go in there, you're like...
makes your mindset so strong, you know?
Yeah, mind strong, and your cardio game's very, very strong. It puts the stamina in, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And gets you to that next level, don't
when you start, like, doing the hill running and stuff, especially on the hills, you don't half see your fitness improve.
As well, it's when you're competing, like, and it becomes serious, you know that. Like, if I'm running on the hills and me and you are boxing and you're not, you're getting it, and like if you're not putting that work in, and I am, you're gonna know, and it shows. And when you get in there, there's no lonelier place in the world. You can't hide from nothing. You're lying to yourself, and come fight night, it shows. You know if you've done that work, and you know if you've cut corners, and if you've put the work in. Mentally, you feel good, you feel strong. When you're actually in them changing rooms and you're ready to walk out,
you know
if you've done it or right. if you haven't. And if
I've never cut corners, I couldn't.
And if you've left no stone unturned,
it's not cheating no one else, it's cheating yourself.
Yeah.
How'd you do
I've had
it?
in my mind, in the back of my head, thinking to myself, like, should I have got up a bit earlier that day? Should I have ran that day? I wish this didn't happen.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
No, you don't.
You want to be getting in there, walking out, going to yourself, look, I've left nothing to chance.
Exactly, yeah.
So
I put my heart into everything.
If you come up short, it's not for the lack of trying. It's just because you weren't good enough. And then you know you can go back to the drawing board and start again. But when you haven't put the work in, There's nothing worse.
Yeah.
You can't. Don't get in there. Don't bother. Don't
exactly.
Go
Don't
play
bother.
tennis.
Yeah, go and play tennis or something. That's not for you. You can't get in there if you haven't put the work in. No point.
So your first
I
bout,
wouldn't do that.
you got beat.
Got beat.
How did that feel? Did you cry?
Yeah. I think I've cried after most of my defeats. Yeah.
Yeah. It hurts, don't it?
I'll cry when I get out, and then I'll still be proper gutted, but then I'll try and pick myself up a bit, do you know what I mean? But obviously I'll still be proper gutted.
Every time, it's an achievement. Just stepping in that ring's an achievement, and it's an experience, and you can't buy experience up.
No, you can't.
For love or money, you know, it doesn't matter if you've been there and you've wore the t-shirt and you take them losses into the wins. So when you get in there next time,
that's what makes you better. I think it is. Like, obviously you don't want to get beat. I want to win every fight that I get into. But
I don't believe you can be, I always say this, I don't believe you can be a true champion unless you've been beat.
Exactly.
You've got to lose to know what it feels like, and there's no worse feeling. It hurts. You don't want to, you start questioning yourself, are you good enough? You know, you go back to the gym, you just feel flat. Everyone's, how did you get on? Got beat.
It's
Everyone
horrible.
you see, you know, how did you get on? Got beat.
It's the worst thing ever.
Horrible. It's horrible feeling,
I hate
innit?
it.
And like,
when people have tried to wound me up before where I've been beat. Like, no, not like not being horrible, just having a laugh, and I've had to say to them,
like,
look,
don't
go there. Don't go there with me, because I just say, please don't do that, because it does hurt, and people don't get it. Especially the people who don't box, they don't understand what's went into it, all your hard work and all your mates are going out, and I don't drink when I'm in camp, you know what I mean? And I'm going out with my mates on having Diet Coke, you know what I mean?
It's horrible, innit?
Yeah, but at the same time, you know you're doing it.
It's horrible, that, because
for something that you love.
It's a really tough sport, because there's two people and someone's got to lose. But when you've put that much work in, you feel like no one deserves to lose. Like, you don't deserve to lose, and they feel the same way. But look, someone's going to.
Yeah, someone's
so it's who wants it more, and
it's
how hard you've worked. And like, that's one of my driving forces. Like, now I'm telling myself, like, I've been beat before and I know what that feels like. So like, last time I boxed, I was telling myself the night before, remember last time when you got beat the next day, when people were saying, chin up lad, on to the next one and all that. You're not going to do that to me tomorrow, mate. Sorry.
Because all you want is like, when people ask you, how'd you get on? I won.
That's
this is right, and everyone's made up for you, aren't
You're
they?
not going to make me feel like that. I'm not going to let you do that to me, because I've worked too hard this time. And that goes in there. Them losses go into the wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Kurt was saying to me, you've got to have a stack of reasons. Champions bring a stack of reasons to the ring why they're going to win. And they're one of them reasons. Well, you're not going to make me feel like that, because I've been there and I've done that. Another one of them reasons could be the work you've put in, you know how hard you've worked.
Yeah.
Another one could be how much you want it. And your stack of reasons has got to be bigger than theirs to win.
Yeah.
You've got to want it more.
That's true. That you've got to want it more. Yeah. If you don't want it, you're not winning nothing.
When you were in ERT, who were the type of fighters who were around? McGrails, Peter
McGrails, Jazza Dickens was in the gym at the time. We had loads, some great boxers in there.
Brandon Dodd, Nick Ball.
Nick Ball started just, I think I was only there for a few months with Nick. There was Brad Strand. Yeah, he's quality. There was loads. Steve Lewis. He was he was a good boxer. We had a few.
So you were in and around prestigious fighters.
Yeah.
Some of who went on to
Conor Butler. Was mentioned him before as well. Conor Butler, he was in the gym at the time as well.
So from there, you had a couple of bouts there, and then you decided to move to...
That's when I went to Solly then, yeah.
The first time you got your hand raised as well, what did that feel like?
That was...
There's no better feeling,
no better feeling. That was
hard for it.
And you know what, I think my second fight was only in, the glass house in Stanley Park. It was in there, so like I had my mates there and stuff, and I had my family. And yeah, when my second fight, I won that one. And it was boss. That was a good feeling, that.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is what I want. I want to be getting my hand lifted more.
There's nothing that can prepare you for walking to the ring, is that I try and walk us through that feeling from the changing room to the ring. It's mad, isn't it?
It is mad. Yeah, it is. I think I just put myself in the zone.
No one's in that room, are they?
No.
You're just walking and it's just like a blur, isn't it?
I just block everything out and I'm just focusing. All I'm thinking is, I'm going to batter you. That's all I'm thinking. That is all I'm thinking. I'm thinking, don't take your eyes off them. You're getting battered, this girl. I'm going to batter you. That's all I want to think. I'm thinking, how am I going to do it? Like, what am I going to do? I got to think about my tactics as well, haven't I? But yeah, that's all I'm thinking. I'm just thinking I'm going to batter. It is too.
Okay. So that was good. The time come from being in the ERT to moving to the Salisbury. Solly's some gym, innit? You walk in there. What did it feel like when you walked in there? Because to be fair, you'd been in an amazing gym already.
Yeah, that's all. The ERT.
So you've been around great fighters.
Yeah. That kills you leaving a gym like that. You know what I mean? But sometimes you got to just do what's best for you.
Boxing's a very selfish sport, and you've got to go. You have got to do what's best for you because the career is very short as well, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Exactly. It was the right choice to make to move to the Solly though. Like when I moved to the Solly, my first fight for the Solly was in Monkstown.
I was coming on to that.
You know what I mean? That was my first fight.
So you won the Monkstown Cup, didn't you, Rob?
Yeah. And oh my God, that feeling, I remember that like it was yesterday.
You also won female boxer at the tournament, didn't you?
So I remember when they said, right, Abbie, you're going in Monkstown, right? I was like,
I remember when you won it, Abbie.
Yeah, it was mad. It was boss, remember? And my that best female, that's in the cabinet, that my belt.
Not many people get in that belt cabinet. So go on. You what happened? How did the call come to be going there, Ab?
Well, when I moved to the Solly, right, Eddie was made up because he'd already seen me about and like
he knew you were.
Yeah, and he liked me, do you know what I mean? So when I've walked in the gym, he was proper made up and he said to Alan, yeah, like,
this kid's good.
Yeah, she's good. I want to take her to Monkstown, and Alan didn't really want me to go at the time. And then
you were new and stuff like that.
I was new. He didn't really know what I was about. He hadn't seen anything of me.
It's not the type of gym that you can just walk into, is it? I can just start boxing for them and
that's
that.
What
they
I
won't
mean.
look at some. I remember when I first went there, I had a sparring session, done all right and that, and thought, yes, son. The first 6 months, they didn't really look at me because the fighters who were in there at the time around, it was like Dexter McCarthy, Paddy Lacey, Blaine Allen, Matty Rennie. There was fucking loads of lads all around. You know, I think Kano was boxing at the time. There was a few, you know. So like, and the likes of like Kate and that, they were like sort of like he weren't what he is now, but he was just there, just cracking on. Know what I mean? And I've just come brand new, fresh. It's like they're not just gonna say, "Oh yeah, it's Sam, you're out next week." You've got to earn your place in a gym like that. You've got to earn it, haven't you? You have got to earn it. Like. So Eddie knew what you were about anyway, regardless. Yeah. And you're going in out to the Monkstown Cup. Yeah. So you just do what you do, don't you? You train hard. Like. Tell us where it was. In Ireland, weren't it? Yeah. So it's a proper away day, innit? Yeah, it was an international tournament. I was like, wow, this is actually big. This like it's massive. Yeah, it is a big tournament, especially at the stage that you were at then. You know what I mean? Definitely. But I remember they put the gold medals up on Twitter, and my mum was like, "Oh, they're the medals." Then when I went, "Yeah, that medal. I'll be walking home with that. I'll be walking through the airport with that medal." And my mum was like, "I know you will." Did you sincerely believe that when you said that, Abbie? Yeah, I knew I was going to get that gold medal. Like, I knew. It was just, you get this feeling inside, you know. Like, obviously the way you get, sometimes you'll go into a tournament and you might get beat, but you believe yourself that you're going to win. You believe yourself. If you don't believe that, Abbie, don't do it. That's what I mean. Yeah. Like, my last fight, I believed I was getting the gold medal and went and got a pair of gold boots to match. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, these are going to match my gold medal. Yeah, you were confident enough to know. But
Yeah, when we went to Monkstown, and then remember they put the gold medals up, but then my mum said they do the belts, best female the tournament belts. I went, let's see. I said, yeah, I'll be walking through the airport with that as well. And they're the words I said to my mum, and my mum was like, I know you will. But I remember, right? So we got there. I think that week I might have been like 3 kg overweight or something, or 4 kg, and I remember thinking, oh my God, I need to make this weight. But then I did.
And that goes back to the pressure that I was talking about at the start of the podcast that people don't see.
Yeah.
You haven't just got to deal with getting in there and winning a fight. There's
It's
that
the
side
weight.
of things as well. The weight. I've got to get this weight off. 4 kilos a lot in that period of time.
It is in
that
a week. In a 1
and then
week.
You're starting to have anxiety because you're thinking, if I don't make the weight, I won't get to box.
Exactly.
You've worked that hard towards it.
Yeah.
And that builds pressure, doesn't it, Ab?
Yeah, it does. I used to struggle with my weight anyway. Like, bad, I don't anymore. I don't know what's changed, but I used to struggle with my weight back then. But yeah, I was like 4 kg overweight that week, and I remember we all got there. I've jumped on the scales, like, dry mouth on the whole plane flight there. It was horrible. I was eating packets of Chewies.
Who did you go with? Who did you fly with?
There was me, there was Ryan Dickens, little Nick.
Yeah, Nick Sealeaf.
Yeah, Danny Sealeaf, he was there.
What about Freddie? Did Freddie go?
Freddie went, I think he did, yeah. Odell
Kamara. Top kid, isn't he? Odell.
Yeah. We had a good
That's what I'm saying.
We had a
the
good
team
team.
you're going with, Ryan Dickens, pro now, very good fighter.
Yeah, Luke Dickens, remember Luke?
Yeah, Luke was cousin,
He was good,
Luke
he was very
decent,
good.
Yeah.
There was a few of us. I think there might have been about 10 of us that went over. Well, I was sitting on the plane with proper dry mouth. I was just eating pure packets of Chewies, thinking, oh, I need to just get off this plane and get to this way. And I'm like,
yeah, once you've weighed in, you're all right.
Yeah, you're all right then. But when we got there, these weighed us all, and I was the only one on weight.
Was you?
Yeah, all the lads had to go and sit in a hot bath and that. I actually made the weight, and it was mad because when we got there, when we got to the weigh-in, we just got there straight away, went and weighed in, and he was rushing girl who I was meant to be boxing. Oh my God, she was looking scary. Like, I looked and Eddie was like, that's the girl who you'll be fighting, you know, and I went, oh my God, she's scary here, isn't she? But she didn't make the weight, so I didn't end up boxing her. Boxed this Norwegian in the end. She dropped down.
It's mad, isn't it? I'll be like that side of it as well. You're looking, thinking, fuck.
They're scary, yeah. This pure Russian, like, she was proper scary. She looked like a man. Like, I was thinking, oh my God, like, if I get in with her, I'm going to get killed.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? But, like, it's not that. You're not, though.
You've got to fight them things as well.
It's just, people could look like that, though,
that's what I mean.
and shit.
Yeah, I've seen it where you're looking, thinking, he looks strong, he's very muscular and that, and you're thinking, shit. And, like, the bell goes and the shite. And then you look and you think, there's nothing of him, it doesn't look much. The bell goes and they're on you, and you're like, whoa, this is on. You can't judge a book by its cover, and it's very, very hard to try and consider. But when you do see someone though, and they do look strong and that, it does play games with your mind.
No, it does, it does. But you know what, as soon as you get in there and that bell goes, all that goes anyway, doesn't it? Like, I'm not asked me.
That's it. Once you start, once that first few shots have landed, you're laughing. You're away.
You're all right.
You're in it, aren't you?
You're in it.
You're in the rhythm.
But,
so you boxed the Norwegian girl?
She was the Norwegians #1 as well at the time. She beat the Europeans, right? She didn't. I don't think she didn't medal or nothing, but she still went there. That's a massive tournament. Yeah. That's like. Imagine if she would have medalled in that or anything. Are
you on 4 fights now at this point, Abbie, then?
I think I was on, this was my 5th fight or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. I was
so you're not
still,
really greatly experienced, still novice, aren't you?
I was still a novice, do you know what I mean? I'm getting in there with Norwegians #1 who's been the Europeans. It was mad. But I never knew this at the time. Eddie didn't tell me. But my mum and dad, they knew.
They knew, yeah.
No one told me. But I ain't asked. I'll just get in with whoever.
Whoever it was,
I don't care,
doesn't matter, does it?
When I asked about how much experience you've got, that brings the best out of me anyway. So I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, you level up, haven't you?
Yeah, you've got to, haven't you? Like, I don't know, it does bring it on.
Massively, you have to. There's no point. There's no other option.
No, I know. I don't know.
There's no plan B, is there?
No, there's not.
I
was the... You know what else was mad, right? I was the last one to box, right? And not many of us had won any medals or nothing. So Eddie put the pressure on me and was like, you need to win a gold medal here, you know, Ab, because you're the last one to box and we need this gold medal.
No pressure then,
first bite as well with the solly, but no pressure from you, was the Ed. And well, I did it anyway, didn't I? So
was Eddie in the corner?
Yeah, Eddie was in my corner, but Carl was at the top.
Yeah, Carl was on top.
Yeah.
Carl Morris.
Yeah.
Legend Carl.
Boss
loads
Carl.
For me. He took me out in that loads of times.
I think I won two gold medals with Carl and Bowski.
Yeah, belters.
Boss, yeah, I liked them.
So,
but
that was a prestigious moment for you though, weren't it, Ab? And for the club on it all, like female boxer, just won in an international tournament. You won the competition, you won a gold medal, and then after that you got the female boxer of the tournament. Who gave you the?
We got off. We got off from the venue, right? Because I just thought, they didn't say like, oh look, you could be in for like this belt here. But in my head, I'm thinking, I want that belt. But then I'm thinking, oh, they haven't said nothing.
So it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. And I thought, you know what, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with the gold medal anyway.
Buzzing, yeah,
it was made up. It was proper made up. Went back to the venue. Went back to the hotel, sorry, yeah. And next minute, get a phone call. Ab, you need to come back. I was like, what? And then I just rang me mum and dad, said, get back, you need to go back now. Paddy Lacey, come pick me up. Me and Paddy drove down, we was bouncing in the van, we was like, yes, this is boss. And then,
he's about to Paddy,
boss Paddy, he's boss. And we was like that, oh my God, as if and that. And then we got there and then obviously they said my name and won this, the best, oh wow.
I seen you had like an interview after it, didn't you?
Yeah, I had an interview after it, right, but I went a bit. I done alright, but I've never done anything like that before.
Yeah,
like it was a bit mad. So I was thinking,
you were only young at the time as
well.
I
was 17. Yeah, 17 at the time, so it was young. But Jack Turner won the best male.
Jack Turner's quality.
Yeah, he's very good.
He looks flying at the moment,
very
doesn't
good,
he?
yeah.
Slick. And he hits hard for his size, doesn't he?
I know.
Bangs,
knocking everyone out. He always has done though since he was a kid.
Yeah, he's always punched.
I've seen him and he coming through.
Always been able to bang a bit.
Yeah.
Good kid.
He's had some stoppages in his amateurs, like.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's done well. Good luck to him.
Me and him both won the best female and male.
And it's like
both Scousers
like on tour.
Boss, yeah.
But as well, when you're in similar company to the likes of Jack Turner, who was a great amateur, and obviously now he's a professional and he's putting people away. You know, you realise the levels where you're at. There's levels to boxing, isn't there?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? You know that. Yeah, I'm at that level then. So coming back from there, and obviously you've now got a belt in the cabinet and a trolley. You've got a gold medal. Like, things are changing and you're becoming more. Definitely your name's out there more, innit, Ab? You're more recognised for what you're doing. Do you know what I mean?
I'm sure that the year later, I think it was Caroline Dubois won that Monkstown.
Caroline Dubois is up there, isn't she?
Yeah, and like obviously when I've medalled in that tournament myself, and so is she. What does that show? You know what I mean?
Serious, Ab, there's levels, isn't there?
Yeah.
So you came back to the Solly. What happened from there? Start having periods of good activity, or was it still fit and start because you couldn't get bouts? Did that make it worse or better?
Do you know what, right? I was alright in the Solly, was getting quite a few fights. No club shows, like can't get fights on club shows, you can't get them. But yeah, we went in the Winter Box Cup. I think it was the first time they'd ever done that Winter Box Cup.
Our gym, I remember at the time, right, our gym, because I can remember the presentation. There was you, there was Nicholas Sayer and Carly Agogo. We did have a good little range of women boxers at the time. We were on the map for women, didn't we?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we was flying. Well, there was 3 of us that went in the Winter Box Cup. There was me, Nicola and Sashen.
Shishen. Shishen Dutton.
Yeah.
Shishen, that was it. Shishen, I was thinking of Carly. It was Shishen. Shishen was decent, weren't she?
Yeah, she was good.
Yeah.
Very good. She won a few things.
She did, didn't she?
Yeah.
She did.
When we went to the Winter Box Cup, all three of us gold medal, didn't
I know, I can remember this come on, and I was buzzing because I knew we're flying here. We're absolutely flying the flag.
That was great, that, like...
But I can remember, like you, Nicola, and that you should get in with the lads and that. I remember one time Carly was getting ready for the tournament, come in the gym, and Paul Eddy said to me, get your gloves on and that, Jack. You're going to be sparring Carly. And I was like, not sparring a bird. You know what I mean? I was putting my gloves on thinking, fuck, don't really want to do this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Got in there, I was thinking, I'll just take it easy. You know what I mean? I remember she hit me with the right hand and I thought, you cheeky bitch, I'm not taking it easy, last she can bang. I was like, what? It's all.
Look, it's funny because I reckon most lads, when you get in there, Carly
can punch, can't she?
Yeah, she can. And you know what? She's the soundest person ever, isn't she?
Carly's boss. Yeah. I really like her. I've got loads of time for her. She's just an absolute legend.
I'll still speak to Carly every now and then now.
Yeah,
she still follows everything I do. I seen her
a few months ago, I think, it weren't that long ago in the Echo Arena in town and that, when the boxing was on, the two of us were talking and all that, but she's just a belter. She always likes all my stuff and all that. She's proper boss girl, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
she is. I like her.
In it, Ab.
I know.
So, in the Solly now, your name's on the map and you're moving forward. What's happening with your boxing career here, Ab, at this point? Do you win anything else? There's more goals? What's the score?
So,
was that the Winter Box Cup?
The Winter Box Cup, yeah. After that, that's when I stopped.
So there was a time, weren't there? There was a period of time where you fell out of love with boxing, because I can remember it, and you weren't enjoying it. You fell out of love with the sport, and it happens, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does happen. I think as well, because like when I done it from such a young age, I'd sacrificed so much. Like it didn't bother me, but
then it did.
It did. Then next minute I started going out with my mates, and I was like,
at that age, around 18, 17, 18, like there's boys on the scene.
I know, yeah.
I hope there fucking wasn't. Nah, there's boys on the scene, and you know your mates are mature, and so are you.
Yeah.
And then there's the partying side of things, raving and misbehaving. There's a lot of that going on. There's nights out, there's drinking, there's partying. You know, did that have an influence over you, Ab?
Yeah.
Knowing all that was there, and knowing
massively.
that everyone was going out and getting and partying and stuff
all the time, and like
you're missing it.
The partying sort of got the better of me.
When you started partying, going out with your mates and stuff like that, when you're coming into the gym, this goes back now to when we were saying about you can't get in there if you're not dedicated. If you don't bring that stack of reasons with you, you're gonna have problems. You know that, and I know that.
Yeah.
You knew you weren't dedicated.
Yeah, and that's why
it starts to play
on my mind.
You can't compete the same.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nothing's the same.
I think that's what was pushing me away, because I knew mentally that I wasn't doing what I should have been doing.
If there's anybody watching this podcast now who is falling out of love with something they're doing, or maybe they're in a little bit of a rut, what would your message be to them?
I wouldn't stop. I'd just get through it, because, you know, when I stopped there, that made it worse. Every day I sat there and thought, what am I actually doing with my life though? Like, I loved it. I still loved it, but it was mad because we were stuck in like two different minds, right, Jack? Like I wanted to do it, but I didn't want to do it.
It's a limbo, innit?
Yeah. But if I would have just carried on doing it, that did not wanting to do it would have ended up going. But with the boxing, you can't just be 50%. You can't be
half-hearted. And you know what? It's got to be 110%. Yeah. And I think maybe walking away has made you come back and made you want it. It's like I said to Kate. Kate said to me,
a little break sometimes does you the world of good. You know, that break there, I know it was 4 years, right? But that's done me the world of good. I've come back and I want it more than ever.
It never goes away, Abbie. It never goes away. I'm 32 now and I still want a box.
Exactly.
It's like it eats and eats inside you.
That's what it was doing to me.
If it chooses you and it's in you, it doesn't go a fucking way.
I know it doesn't.
Kate said to me, he said to me, boxing's like a bad ex, lad. and it's toxic, but you just keep going back to it, and it's true, because it just, if you love it, it doesn't leave unless you've achieved.
It is like having a fella or a girlfriend, do you know what I mean? That's what it's like.
Unless you've achieved what you want to achieve with it, and you've done what you set out to do, then you can be at peace with it and go, I've finished boxing now. But if you haven't attained a level that you wish to attain, it will eat you forever, and that's why. And some people still can't put that down. That's why you see Tyson Fury. That's why all the great fighters, Ricky Hatton, Nazim, they put loads of weight on. They're miserable because what they love, that's what they know. And we all fight to be around it. And even people who've been around it for a long time, they end up turning into coaches. You still be around it in some capacity. For you, when you walked away from it at that time, I feel like also, to keep you on track, you've got to have a goal big enough, and you've got to want it enough. Would you agree? Yeah,
I agree with that. And you need to have these little goals as well. Like, you have your big main goal. I always had a big main goal. Like, my main goal was to go to the Olympics. That was my biggest goal, do you know what I mean? But obviously you got to have your little goals to get there.
Are you big on goal setting?
Yeah.
Do you write your goals down?
Yeah.
Do you say them out loud?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to have goals, Abby, as you said, about having smaller goals.
You can't just have a big goal and then there's no little goals. Like, you're never going to get to the big goal.
You don't attain it, and if you set the bar too high, even on the smaller goals, what happens is you end up feeling disappointment, and there's no worse feeling because you've fallen short, and then you end up swerving it. Where if you make the goals short enough, small enough, you'll attain them little goals, and then you feel good. You get that little bit of a rush, and you go, I done that, and then you can get another one and another one, and eventually they sum up, and you look behind you, and you're like, wow, where have I come? So when you fell out of love with boxing, what happened in that 4-year period? Walk us through that.
Got fat. Went proper fat. I reckon that was the biggest I probably went to. And it just literally was going out all the time. I was going off the regulars, to be honest. Like, I were in a good place at that time. I think there was one bit of it where I started thinking, I'm depressed here. You know what I mean? I went in a good place, like.
But you reckon that's because you were on the session and you were having them every weekends, and it's a round and round story, and you get to the next weekend and it's the same thing.
It's the same thing every weekend.
And you're feeling low because you decided you're getting through that weekend. It's like you're getting through the week.
I knew in the back of my mind that I should not have walked away.
And as well, this is the thing. I don't like to use the term. Don't like to use the term normal, but people who have a normal life, like not boxers, not fucking weirdos like us, people who just live normally, they don't see the side of the sacrifice. But when you start getting into it and you start doing it, like, if you're having a burger, you're thinking, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing this. For a normal person, that's not normal. They just have the tea and they're not thinking like that. For you, you're thinking like, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing this. It's playing on your mind. Yeah. Well, when you do something worse, when you're out partying, you're drinking and all that, and you're having mad weekends, that's just like having that burger, but amplified.
But it's even bigger.
Whoa, I shouldn't be doing this. This is boss. But I shouldn't be doing
it. Exactly.
I shouldn't be doing this. And then when it's over, you don't want to come down, the week's kicked in, your mates who are partying, they're like, yeah, we're getting to blah blah next weekend. You're thinking in your head, I should be boxing.
I should be, and that's all I was thinking.
Yeah.
When I walked away, like, I remember being out and bumped into Liam Smith, and he was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "Why aren't you in that gym? Like, you need to get back in that gym. You're a waste of talent." That's all I used to get told, Jack. You're a waste of talent. Like,
that's coming from Liam Smith.
Liam Smith. Like, I stood there and I was thinking, what am I actually doing now? Like, but I knew myself anyway that I should have been in there. I should have been back in the gym. But
They're just little signs that are confirming what you're thinking.
And I think as well, like when I was in the Solly, when I started boxing on a bigger weight, and I think that's what started like
making it harder.
Yeah, because I knew I shouldn't have been at that weight.
Was you losing at that weight up?
No, do you know what? I think I weren't losing at the weight. I think
but it was just making things harder for you.
It weren't necessary. It weren't me. I didn't need to be that weight. I could have been my normal weight. I used to box at 54, but I was boxing at 57. Like, and no, it's only like what
3 kilo.
3 kilo, but it's massive. Like, I didn't feel good in myself. Like, I didn't feel nice. I felt horrible. Like, I just felt too big. You know what I mean? And like, I was struggling trying to lose weight, but obviously it was because I weren't doing the right things, and then other things start pushing you away, and it was just a mad time. It was just a mad time. But I think I'm gutted that I did have that break, but I'm not, because I've come back now and I feel...
If you stayed on up now, the break might have been now at 22, and it might never have ever went away. You might have just, that would have been it. You would have been finished, and that's that. And now you've come back and you're hungry. Before we come to the comeback and talk about getting back into the gym and that, this is one what just come into my mind now. If there's a girl who's watching this, a young girl or even a woman who's looking to be a boxer up, or wants to go to the gym, and maybe might be a bit intimidated by that environment of going to like the local boxing club or whatever, if you had a message to them, what would that message be?
Just go and do it. Like, when you walk in the gym, everyone is nice. You won't go in the gym where there's horrible people. It just doesn't happen.
Does it happen?
No. And you know what? You get looked after, so I'd just say, just go and do it. If you want to do something, just go and do it. Like, I know it's easier said than done, but I done it. You know what I mean? I didn't even think anything. I didn't think nothing. I just went and done it. I just thought I'm doing it.
Do you think that was your age as well? Because do you think now at 22, Ab, if I said to you, even if you were the way you were, and I said, come to the gym, Ab, do you think you'd have thought about it a little bit differently at this age, being in that environment?
Probably a little bit older, because I don't know, like, it's a bit different when you get older. But when you're a kid, you're not bothered, are you?
No, you
don't care. You just don't care.
But
I think I've never cared about, like, I'm just not like that. I'm not bothered me. But obviously, if you are a woman or you're a girl and you do want to go to the gym, like, don't worry about what other people are going to think about you. You know what I mean? You just don't care about what they're going to think. You got to think about what you want to do with your life and where you want to be, and you got to focus on yourself, not on other people. I constantly say it all the time. Like, some girls, some of my mates won't come to the gym because they're scared, like, because who's going to be there? I'm like, no one's looking. Like, they don't come to watch what you're doing. They're coming to do what they're doing. You know what I mean? They're not asked.
A lot of people think that. A lot of people are more focused or worried about what other people think about them, what they actually think about themselves.
Yeah.
And that's the way the world's become.
I know.
But social media's got a lot to blame for that.
I hate social media. I hate it.
It's mad.
Yeah, if I could get rid of my phone, right, I'd get rid of it tomorrow. But obviously you need it to keep in contact with people.
Social media is great. Without social media, in one sense, without social media, we wouldn't be sitting here now.
Exactly.
But then in another sense, there's a lot of false perception on there, and people paint pictures that aren't real, people compare themselves to them pictures, 100%. And that's the problem. And comparison is the thief of joy. People are comparing themselves to other people, but they're not. They're comparing themselves to something which is false. It's not actually real.
That's fake. Like, people put things up, and then a minute later they're not even doing that anyway.
No, like, we know.
You know what I mean? But obviously, as you were saying, social media has got its good benefits. Like,
massive,
we wouldn't be sitting here, like you said before, do you know what I mean? We wouldn't. And that's the good side to social media, but I just hate it.
You've got to try and take what you can from it. It's like anything, take the good things and leave the bad, innit? For you, you've had a 4-year layoff, and in that period of time you've been going out partying, you've been in a bad place mentally, and you've known that, like, listen, you need to do something about this here. You're now currently training under, is it Patrick Doolan?
Yeah.
And you're training based in Derby Lane. How did that come to be? What happened, Ab? Did you get in touch with him? Did he get in touch with you? How did you find your way back to boxing?
Well, what it was I kept speaking to my mum and dad saying, I just want to go back. Like, I do want to box again. And I wanted to originally go back and turn pro. So then my mum and dad have been at a boxing show because they're proper boxing heads as well now. Like, they love it, do you know what I mean? So they've been at a boxing show, and then Paddy was there. So, like, Paddy was my coach in the ERT. Like, he was a coach from there, do you know what I mean?
So you knew him previously?
Yeah, so I already knew Paddy anyway.
Yeah.
So my dad said to him, Abbie wants to turn pro. You know, just like as a passing comment, just like in general conversation. And then I got a message off Paddy saying, like, your dad was saying you want to turn pro. I'm like, I'll help you, you know what I mean? So I was thinking, what? This is good, this. Made up. Paddy, I believe Paddy is the best coach in Liverpool.
Well, you've just
and he'll probably skip me for saying this.
But you've just answered me question, because I was going to say, who's the best coach you've ever trained under? Paddy? Probably,
yeah. Like, every single day I go in and I am learning something new. You know what I mean? Learn something new. Like, what does that show? Like, when you get to a certain level...
It's hard to learn something new, I don't know.
It's hard. And there's always something. Always something. It might be something small, but...
It's the small things with boxing. It's a game of millimetres. It's that, like, you drop that left hand all the time, or
that's what it is.
Like, it's all them little things.
These little things that, like, you work. It's mad. Like, I can't even explain how much of a good coach he is. Like, he knows what he's talking about. He does. He'll skip me for saying this as well. He'll be like, "Daddy, you trying to miss a run or something?" But he does. He deserves the credit. Do you know what I mean?
He's took your boxing to the next level.
Yeah, and he's put all this. He's done this all off his own back. Like, I am grateful for it, and I tell him all the time.
Shout out to Paddy, man.
Yeah, honestly, I tell him all the time how much I appreciate it, what he's doing for me. Do you know what I mean? He's putting his life in it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and he'll reap the rewards further down the line.
100%. Yeah, definitely. That's what we say.
You're gonna get there, Abbie.
We know it, like, and that's why we're doing it.
It's amazing that it's a we thing. No, when you're saying that, we know, because you're a team up, and that's and there's nothing like that. There's camaraderie. You're gonna go together.
Yeah.
Do you know at the time when Paddy reached out to you, what position were you in terms of...
I was already halfway there anyway.
Was you?
Yeah. Probably more than halfway, to be honest, Jack. I was...
Was you training?
You know, when lockdown come, right? So lockdown come about, and I got away from everyone. I couldn't go anywhere because my dad wasn't well, so, like, I just had to do what I needed to do. So I stayed away from everyone, and you know what? It was the best thing for me. And I remember I got nominated for some 5k run, and I went on this 5k run. I couldn't even do it. I think I stopped at the end of my road. I was proper unfit, and then I come home. I still done the 5k, like, but the time I done it in was awful. I think I done it in like 50 minutes or something.
Wow.
And I got back.
You're like, wow, that's the level there now.
And I said to my mum, I was proper fuming. I said to her, "Mum, that's just took me 50 minutes. I said, why am I this unfit?" And from that day, wow, that got me going, that, yeah. And then I was just doing all my own stuff in the house, doing me running all the time. I was doing skipping, I was doing my shadow boxing, and then next minute...
Was you in a happy place there, because there was no pressure when you were training?
Yeah.
It's nice, that,
it was.
I've been there, you know what I mean? Because when you've been where, like, you've been in a gym, in a competitive environment, and you're training all the time, and there's that element of pressure there, it's nice when you're, like, when you're trying to make, like, weight, or you're trying to get yourself ready for something, and there's elements of pressure there, it's hard. But when you're doing it just for you, and it's coming from within, and there's that pressure's gone, it's lovely, innit? Yeah, because the goal's different, and you can really work towards it. Clearer vision.
Like, it's more relaxing as well, isn't it? Like, but I think from doing that, that's where my mindset started, like, going, yeah, this is where I need to start getting back in the boxing gym now, like. And I think I'd done that started training for like 2 years before I actually went back. And I remember when I was going into Derby Lane, and people was like, "Why aren't you going back to boxing now, Ab?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know." And he went, "Well, you're doing all the hard part now, you're doing all the training and that," but I still weren't there fully. So I was waiting for that 100% to come back. And then it takes time to get it back, do you know what I mean? But then next minute, I fell back in love with it, and I was like, wow, here I go.
I've missed you.
Yeah, that's what, it was a boss feeling, like, knowing I actually did want to go back and I wanted to be 100%, and then when Paddy, like, messaged me and said, get you in, we just went from there, to be honest, but it was after my first fight back, that's when it got serious.
When you come back, right, and Paddy said to you, right, let's get in the gym, what was that first session like? What was you doing? Was you training in Derby Lane? Because when you box now, at the moment, you're boxing for Derby Lane, aren't you? But Paddy's your coach, not me.
Yeah.
How did that come to be? What happened there?
We just asked Derby Lane, like,
could we box for you?
Yeah, and they wanted me to box for them for ages
anyway. Yeah.
So they was like, yeah, of course you can.
First fight back with Paddy, what was that like?
Wow. Look, it was mad to like actually think I was getting back in there. Like I remember walking to the ring and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm actually like boxing doing this again. Like, and it didn't feel like what your first fight, you know, your first ever fight that it didn't feel like that. But it felt
surreal to be back there.
Yeah, it did. It was like, and it was a nice feeling. It was boss, and like I improved since the last time I ever boxed as well. Like I've come back and I was like, hey, I'm actually looking all right here. Yeah, I'm looking better than what I did when I stopped. Yeah. And I think it's down
was that thanks to Paddy?
Yeah, definitely 100%.
How long did you train together before your first bout?
Well, I started training with Paddy in the August, but it was like just like little bits,
bits and pieces.
Like, it weren't loads, and then we probably started getting proper serious in the September, and then that's when we was doing like a bit more and a bit more. So, and then I boxed was it in the December? Yeah, I think my first fight back was the December, so it was probably about
4 months. 4 months.
Yeah, 3-4 months.
Nice time, you need that time to get in a rhythm together.
Yeah.
You learn to know you get to know him properly and stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
Fighting and coach bonds important. What's yours and Paddy's like?
Oh, it's boss.
Is it?
Yeah, we have a laugh. And like obviously we class each other as mates now. Like he's not just my coach.
He's your mate.
Yeah, he's my mate. I'm with him every day, aren't I? Like I tell him everything, you know what I mean? Like all he's moaning and stuff like that to him. Like, oh, this happened in work today, and he's like that.
Yeah, but that's boss up.
Yeah, we've got a proper boss bond. Like, and that's what you need. You need that bond. You know what I mean? 100%. But like you were saying before, you know, like the way I say we both do it. Like
it's a we thing.
We are a team. Like it is me and Paddy. Yeah. We're going all the way. Like,
together.
Yeah. Like we'll make a laugh and a joke. Like, and I'll say, oh, look, be mad when we walk. You know, when I turn pro, I said, and we'll walk in the ring. I said, I'll be bouncing like that, won't I? I said, and you'll be next to me. Do you know what I mean?
Do you envisage them big nights in the Echo Arena, Abbie?
Yeah.
Paddy's walking behind you and you've got the gown on with the hood up and the tunes on and that.
That's what I do vision.
Nights, that's the why. That's why you're doing it now,
isn't it? Yeah, because I wanna be doing that.
Right now, how many bouts have you had with him?
3.
Have you won all 3?
No. I won 1, lost 2. I've had a mad year.
Have you?
For my first year back, yeah. So basically, my first fight back, I won, and then the ABAs was coming about, but Paddy didn't really want me to go in the ABAs because it put me in a different level. Because it's the seniors, isn't it?
Seniors, open tournament.
Yeah, it's an open class tournament. So once you've gone into that tournament,
there's no going back.
You can't go back.
No.
So Paddy believes I can be in with these elite fighters, but it's not that. He's not thinking, oh no, she can't beat these people. It's just
growth.
My experience.
You've got to grow as well. You've got to know when and how to grow a fighter. And if he puts you in too soon, prematurely, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't hold your own there, but then there's no turning back, and you're in with open class fighters, meaning that for anyone who's watching who doesn't know, they could have had any amount of bouts.
The girl who I ended up boxing had 56 fights and only lost 6 of them. And it was only my 12th fight. My second fight back as a senior.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I've been out for 4 years and then this is my second fight back. But that's what Paddy believed I could beat her, which I could have. It was a close fight, proper close fight. Like I thought I won the first round. The second round was close. And then the third round, it was down to the third round. She took the third round, do you know what I mean? But if I would have beat her, I would not have come away and thought, oh, what could I have done better? Would have just been made up saying, I've just beat this girl who's had 56 fights there. But now I've come away and I learned so much from that.
To box someone and get in with someone who's had 56 fights, that takes some going. And you know what? Results and performance are two completely different things. You've got to look at how did I perform. Did I hold myself well in there? That was close. So to get in there and compete with someone at that level and hold your own, that's some goal. You could get in there with someone who's had 3 fights up, doesn't know their asshole from the rear-roll, and you smash them all around the ring and get out and people are going, oh yeah, raving about you. Or you can get in and go and get in with someone who's really good and box them, come up a little bit short, but you put in a good performance, you're learning and stuff like that, and that's all the growth of a fighter, you know what I mean? So moving on from there, you lost that bout. And then but we didn't really want to go in them ABAs anyway, but then Derby Lane put me in them, which, do you know what, I'm not bothered, I'm happy anyway. I was happy. Yeah.
I got to box, you know what I mean? So I was happy, but it put us in a bit of a sticky situation then, because now I can't box girls with the same experience as me because they only do 2-minute rounds. So now I can only do 3-minute rounds, really. So now the only girls who do these 3-minute rounds are all these elite fighters who have had loads of experience. So that's where it's putting us in a bit of a situation. But obviously we're dealing with it. We're dealing with it. You know what I mean?
You've got to.
It's not like I can beat all of these girls. It's not that I can't do it. It's just you need the experience.
You're putting the work in up, and now, unfortunately, the only way you're going to get the experience, is by getting in with them. And you know what? Let's just put it like this: you're gonna learn fast now, because now the gloves are off. Like it's one of them now. You're in it. So whether you be when you turn pro or if you're boxing as an elite amateur boxer, doesn't matter now. That's the level. So you'll learn a lot faster. You might come up short a few times, but you'll get with the pace of the program a lot quicker because you've got no other choice. You're gonna have to.
It's like when I'm in there with them, you wouldn't know I was less experienced.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like there's no difference between it. It's just with the experience they know. Like,
ring craft, they know the big.
A lot.
It's the big nights up. Like
they can deal with their nerves a bit better when
they've
it's
had
these
fights
big
more
fights.
than some people have had hot dinners. Yeah. When you walk into the ring, there's nothing can prepare you for that experience and being in there, being under the lights, the pressure. You know, ring IQ. You know, generalship. Knowing when to go through the gears, when to go for the walk, it takes time, it takes experience, where you are when you're in the ring, you know what I mean? Awareness, shots, reading fighters.
I've only probably got about 30 seconds left here of this round, you know what I mean? It's about all that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's experience.
And that's what comes with experience.
Well, that'll come for you now. In the future, what does the immediate future look like, Ab? Where your boxing's concerned now?
I know that this season, I'm going to have a big season. I know that.
The season starts in September, doesn't it?
So it was the 1st of September yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it's more towards normally...
Probably like the end of September.
Start of October.
Hopefully I'll get a little bout there, but I just know that this season's gonna be a good one.
At the moment now, Ab, while you sit there in this chair now, are you ready?
I am, I'm ready for this season, mate. I'm ready for the next whatever years I'm going to be doing this for.
What's your weight like at the moment? Okay, are we on weight?
On weight.
You're looking slim.
I'm on weight. I've been training all summer. I think I've had 4 days off in the summer. 4 days off.
Let's talk about a week in the life of Abbie McKay. Right now, if you're in a camp with Paddy being the coach, what's it like? I want to know sleeping patterns, I want to know food, I want to know your exercise routine. Can you share that with me?
Yeah, so basically like I live a busy life, mate. I get up. Obviously I do my personal training, so I go and do that in the morning. Go to work in the school, go there, come home, do more personal training, and then I train with Paddy, and then me and Paddy are like in the gym for about 2 hours, the most. But then I do all my own running as well. So
would you run and just send the runs into Paddy, or what's the score there?
Yeah,
He's got your own fucking Strava
I'm
or
on
the
lockers with them, like
yeah.
That every run I do, I've got to send them to Paddy, and every run I will do, it's always got to be better, that's why he's a good coach.
Yeah, because you're improving all the time, whether it's the same distance but better times, or longer distances.
Or he might even like give you, like the other week it was like, I want you to do your miles consistent. Like,
well, yeah, like 6 minutes, 6 or 7 minutes, 7 minutes, or whatever it is. Every mile's got to be the same one. Because normally when you run, it'll be like you ran the first mile in 6 minutes 30. There's a split pace of 7 minutes, whatever. Yeah. And then the next mile when you're getting tired, 8 minutes. We're none of that
so,
for Paddy,
lad. No. He said, because he was finding that when like I'm doing things, I'm not consistent. If that makes sense. So like things I'm doing in the ring, like
intensity's got to be consistent.
And so obviously he says he likes my training to be consistent now, to like
to mimic
when I'm in there, I can just do that throughout the whole round. It's not like where
you tire.
Yeah, where I'll get in there and do something good, and then I'm like, I'm a bit tired or whatever. It's like, got to keep that high pace, like, because he knows I can do it.
Yeah, there was a lad who I boxed a few weeks ago. When we got in there, he was all over me like a rash ab. Like for the first minute, he was great. It was all his way, to be honest. Yeah. And then he'd tire. And if he would have been able to keep with that pace, like, I'd have been fucked. But when he'd fall off a little bit, that's when I'd have my better spells. And it's if you can keep that pace,
you've got to be able to try and keep
consistently
that
on it. People won't have a chance.
Exactly.
Because you just too much, too intense
not like,
for
you're
them.
not giving them a minute to think, really, are you, when you're like
and there's nothing worse than when you haven't got a minute to think.
I know.
You know that, and I know that. You know what I mean? And then that's where growth happens. And if you're on it, because you are getting that intense training in all the time, you'll be well matched. You'll be able to roll with it. So you're getting your runs in. When you're training together, what are they? The punching sessions mainly? Yeah,
we do loads of punching sessions, but the sessions are always different. Like like obviously over the summer there, we've had a lot of tech sessions, because you need them. They're more important than your fitness sessions. They're more important than your sparring sessions.
Well, you can turn up with anyone. Abbie can all pads 1, 2 left, do 4 straight and all that, and you look great, but you're not learning nothing.
Exactly.
But when he's going over the tech with you, that's where you grow, innit?
Yeah, and that's what you need, like, and that's where I'm improving as the weeks are going on. Like each week, I can feel myself getting better and better, and that's down to Paddy. Like it is. But we do have like different sessions all the time. So like, he does this one with me, and it's horrible. I hate it. You know that curved treadmill. So you get on that, you do a minute on that, right? And then you have a rest for, I think it's like a 30-second rest. You do 5 rounds of that, right? And then you go on to the rower. You do the same on the rower. A minute on, 5 times you do that. Then
you're on 10 minutes flat out.
Yeah, flat out. Flat out. Look, see that curved treadmill? I hate the curved treadmill. I hate it. Like, when he says we're doing the curved treadmill tonight, I'm thinking,
please take that out of this gym.
But you need that. You need something that you hate in the gym, because when you're in that ring, like when I had my first fight back, I remember going back the corner, and I remember like my legs started going a bit like jelly, you know, like obviously where he was getting tired, and I went, think about that curved treadmill. You go on that curved treadmill and you're all right on that. Like these things, them things that you hate, they push you through in your fight. Do you know what I mean?
Talking about that, that's being out your comfort zone. Let's talk a little bit about being out of the comfort zone.
I was out my comfort zone today. I've never done anything like this before, Jack. But you know what? when you asked me, I wanted to anyway, didn't I? Like, I've been wanting to, so I was made
I'm
up.
so
like,
happy you came on,
made
and I'm
up.
proud of you for coming on that, because coming out your comfort zone's where growth happens.
Yeah.
Definitely. And it starts to reflect in other walks of life. So you come out your comfort zone here today, and then you're pushing yourself out your comfort zone when you're getting on a curved treadmill, and you'll start to do other things that you're not comfortable with, and that's when growth really happens. Tom Simpson from Apex, he's a geezer Simo, great coach.
Yeah, he is.
Like, I've learned loads with him, and Simo says to me, like, imagine if you've got drew a circle on a piece of paper, and inside that circle you put all the things, you write all the things that you were comfortable with, and then maybe if you just pick 3 things you weren't comfortable with and you writ it outside that circle and you continuously done them, you'd end up drawing the circle bigger, and then they go in the comfort zone, and you write another 3 out. Eventually that circle get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, that circle's your growth as a person. You're growing all the time, because
all
you're just stepping out.
You gotta step out of your comfort zone as well. Like, I don't mind doing things that I don't like. Doesn't bother me, but it's hard, isn't it? Like,
but it's essential.
I don't like running.
It's essential, yeah.
But I've got to do it. I don't like running,
being a
but
boxer,
I have to do it.
it's like you're half a runner, aren't you?
Yeah.
The amount of running that goes.
Yeah,
you can't be a boxer without being a runner.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to run. You've got to. And you'd see the difference when you don't run. And you're in there and you spar and you're knackered. But when you do your running,
your feet.
You feel proper. Like, my fitness now, because I run, like, I'm running a lot more. Like, it's well better, do you know what I mean? Where when I weren't running as much, I weren't really that fit when I was in there. Like, and you need to have your fitness to be able to keep pushing you going.
Fitness, stamina, mentality, diet. Let's talk about your nutrition, Ab. What's your food like?
It's alright.
Paddy's watching there.
Paddy knows anyway. You'll be like that, you little liar. No, basically, my mum does all my food for me. She's like, she...
Shout out Karen, man.
Look, Karen, you're good,
hey,
you know.
Yo, Karen, babes.
Kaza bakes. Honestly, here and my dad, though, like, they're good cooks, to be fair, but... Yeah, my mum's always been healthy. You go into ours, right, and there's no shit in ours really. Like, it's just all healthy food, which it's good. It's good for me. Yeah, it's good for me. I like it. So like, whatever my mum makes me
is okay.
Is good, but then sometimes I'll have the little.
We all need them things, don't we? It keeps you going, and we're only human.
This is one thing though that I need to work on.
Your food.
My food, yeah.
Nutrition.
Yeah.
I feel like when we've touched on discipline, for me personally, right, I love food. I'm a foodie.
Yeah.
But I like all the food that's bad for you. Right?
Me too.
I'm a burger man. But what I'm saying is, when I'm boxing and I'm eating clean to make weight, for me, that's the biggest sacrifice of all. And for me, that's the biggest discipline. But when I'm making weight up, if I'm eating clean, really clean, and I'm not having even like a cheat meal on the weekend and that, where I'm proper focused, and that, I believe that makes me mentally stronger much more, because I just become more mentally robust, because I'm like, nah, I know I'm putting the work in, and I'm starving. And if I, like, people out there who suffer with like addictions, it's hard for them to refrain from different things, but if you can refrain from eating food, I think for me that's the biggest discipline you can have. If you can say, no, I'm not gonna eat, and not just like a Kit Kat, like you're not gonna eat like certain foods at certain times and eating on time and stuff like that. If you can do that and be that disciplined, you can be disciplined with anything.
100%.
And that really shows.
That's what you need
when it comes to the crunch.
You do need to do your diet and that. But I think when I've come back, I haven't struggled with making weight. Like, it's a different story now, where 4 years ago I was struggling with my weight, but I was doing everything right. So like, it was mad. So it was,
I think your metabolism's just changed as you got a bit older, though.
Yeah, definitely, because I don't put weight on. All summer I haven't put any weight on.
Do you feel like a woman now, mentally? Like, do you feel more mature? Do you look at things differently?
Yeah, I do, defo. Do you feel a lot more like grown up and like wiser, do you know what I mean? From when I was a kid.
Are we gonna turn?
4 years ago. I was just young and just...
Yeah.
You're just mad, aren't you?
Yeah, but you change. You do change, and now it's like, even now sitting down talking to you now, I can see how much you've grown and how much you're a young woman now, aren't you?
Everyone still, like, even Paddy goes, it's mad because he's known me since a kid as well, like, and he's like, I still think of you, little Abbie though.
Yeah,
but like,
everyone does,
you're not.
Yeah, you're not no
you're
more.
Not no more. Like, and the way I speak and stuff now, I'd speak different to obviously back then.
Mm-hmm. It's because you're getting wiser, and you're learning more, and you're getting older. Back to the boxing. Are you going to turn professional, Abbie? Is that the long-term goal?
Yeah. I think in the next maybe couple of years, I'll be turning professional. Obviously, this season I boxed for England in my first season back. And like, so they asked me 2 weeks. They gave us a date and it was only 2 weeks, right? We had 2 weeks to train for this fight, but we was cutting down on our training a little bit because we thought everything was just finished. Like, I'd be training proper hard, so Paddy was like, look, we'll just cut the training down a little bit just because there's not much coming up. Next minute, I get this phone call and England are like, we want you to, like, can you box for us? And, oh my God, I'm not going to say no to that, am I? So ended up taking that 2 weeks notice.
How were England aware of you boxing again? Do you think it was because of the ABAs and stuff like that?
Yeah, well, basically, see, the girl who beat me in the ABA, she went on to win it, and it was meant to be her, because it was the Tri Nations that I went in, and it was meant to be her doing it, but she got sick, so that's why they asked me, because I was just under her, do you know what I mean?
Life's funny, innit? You know, the way you said to me, you didn't really want to go in the ABAs, but you went in the ABAs anyway.
Exactly.
If you never went in the ABAs...
I wouldn't have boxed for them.
And boxing for England is one of the most prestigious things.
I cried when I got told I was boxing for England.
As an amateur, well done, I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Jack, thanks.
I mean that though, from the bottom of my heart, being around boxing, I know how hard it is, and I know what it means to wear that vest. It's like, that doesn't happen to anyone, does it?
Like, that goal, I have had that goal since I stepped foot in that gym.
What colour was it up? Was it the red one or the blue one?
The red.
My girl.
Oh, I'm a blue as well, aren't I? Oh, yeah, it was red, but you know what? We went with it. I was made up. You'd still get both. You still do get both.
They do both, don't they? They do red and blue. But I just have to ask that.
Wow.
We'll get a picture. We'll pull a picture up of you.
Yeah, we'll get a picture up from it, yeah. In your first season back, getting to box for England, that was mental.
And that's the thing, that shows where you're at.
Exactly.
It really does.
And that's what's pushed me on now even more. Like, obviously, I am 100%, but everything just keep pushing me. But when I boxed for England there, I got beat. But I took that 2 weeks notice I had a hard week as well. Basically, I lost my cousin. And then when I was down there, I lost my mate. My mate passed away as well, so I'd lost 2 people.
Wow.
Like 2 close people, do you know what I mean? Wow. So that was a lot.
Affected you?
Yeah, it's a lot, do you know what I mean? But I had to put them emotions to the back of my mind because I'm boxing for England here, and I'm thinking, I'm not getting beat.
I'm
winning here, yeah. And that's all you're thinking. Like,
where was the bout?
The Magma. Where Kate was, me and Kate was both up there together, so that was good. It was good to be with Kate, do you know what I mean? Because I like Kate, get on with Kate, yeah. So yeah, me and him was up there together. It was by Sheffield.
Yeah, so it was from Sheffield.
And then you go into where GB train, right? And I walking in, I was like, wow, this is boss. I'm loving it in here. And then but then this has made me think, is this where, do I want to actually go and try and get onto GB, or do I want to turn pro?
It's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, because I like being up there with England. Like, I was like, I like this. Some people don't like it.
I know.
It's not for some people, but I enjoyed it.
Kurt was in that crossover period and that, and he said it's a very simple life. It's a basic life, and up there, it's simple. I think he's gonna turn pro now, but it's like it's hard. It's making a decision what's best for you and seeing what the pathway looks like. You know.
That's what I mean.
But you're boxing elite now, aren't you, Rob? Basically, when you're boxing for England and you're boxing in the ABAs and that, it's elite as an amateur. Yeah. It's basically the step before being a professional fighter, isn't it?
Definitely.
Or it's a step above being a professional at the low levels, isn't it? Definitely.
Yeah.
At first, you're just fighting no marks, isn't it? When you do turn pro.
Yeah. When you turn pro, you're just fighting all like the
the lower pile, the journeyman, yeah, for the first few. Until,
but obviously it's alright because you can just give them a proper beating, can't you? But that is what I want to go and do. I do want to go and be a pro 100%. Like
when you were boxing for England and it was in the Magma, what was that like? Walking out there with Paddy with the vest on, or was Paddy there?
Paddy was only there. So you got you with 2 England coaches up there. But like, what I said to myself was, like, look how far you've came already in your first year back. Like, it was mental. You know what I mean?
Yeah, before you even put the gloves back on, Abbie, and it wouldn't have dreamed that's where you would have been at the end of the first season.
I did not think for a minute I'd be boxing for England. So then I said to myself, like, just enjoy yourself as well. Like, as much as I want to win.
Yeah, this is a moment.
Enjoy it now. Like, just take this experience in. Like, not a lot of people can say they've done that.
I was about to say that to you, and it's something that'll be that's there forever now. Have you boxed for England?
Yeah, it's mad. It still doesn't even feel real now. I don't even feel like I've actually done that. But
let's move on to the personal training app. What's the name of your brand?
AM Fitness.
How was AM Fitness born? How did that come to be?
Well, somewhat. When Molly McSteenley, Molly.
Yeah, I don't know him personally, but he's got the boxing gym in Dubai.
He asked me to start doing women's boxing classes in there for him on a Thursday it was. So then I started doing them. And then Derby Lane said, why don't you start doing them here? So I went, yeah, alright. So I started doing one in there, one in Lee Molly's. And then Derby Lane was like, why don't you just go into personal training? Like, you know what you're doing, do you know what I mean? And I went, I know. And then I just ended up doing it. But I just done it because I actually enjoyed doing it. Like, I like doing it. I like teaching people boxing. Like, I don't do personal training where I'm doing all weights and stuff.
That's what I was going to ask you.
I don't do that.
Is it totally boxing based?
Yeah. Because I'm not big on weight, so I wouldn't teach someone something I don't know
enough about.
Yeah. Like,
do you incorporate weight training into your training, Abbie? Or
yeah, I've started to, yeah.
Get that bit of strength and conditioning.
So my mate, Alex, she's been helping me with that. Like,
strength and conditioning side of things. Yeah. Good.
Which is good.
I feel it's an essential for all fighters. You need that.
You do.
If you want to get to that, especially now, like at that elite level, you need to have that.
Yeah.
You need to have that as part of the program.
No,
so you're teaching boxing, solely boxing, Abbie, is that what it is?
Yeah,
or not necessarily
boxing,
not boxing like in terms of technique, but boxing based fitness.
Yeah, boxing based fitness.
Do you train men and women or just women?
No, I'll do both. Like,
train anyone?
I'll train whoever wants to get in. Like, I'm not bothered.
If someone wants to train with you, Ab, how can they go about doing
it? So you can just message me on my Instagram. My Instagram's just AM Fitness. Just
kick into your on there and drop you a message
on there and
you can get in with you.
Yeah. And then I do my classes as well, and my classes, everyone loves my classes because it's like boxing circuit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You can't walk a boxing circuit. No.
You can't go wrong,
what days are your circuits on?
So they're Wednesday, Thursdays, 7 till 8 p.m.
Are they both in Derby Lane?
Yeah, both in Derby Lane now because I ended up just moving both of them there. It's just
too much for you.
It's easier for me. It's easier for me.
In your life, innit?
That's what I mean. It's
whereabouts in Derby Lane? Just the thing is, it downstairs.
The downstairs, in the Newby. Yeah, it's down there. It's bossing there as well. Yeah,
it's a proper setup.
It is. It's good. Yeah.
7 till 8. Them classes are on then. Okay. You're teaching. You're a teacher as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
PE teacher. In school? What school's that in?
St Francis de Sales, County Road, yeah. Good school. And they're very sport-based, that's why I like it. But I just like giving back to the kids.
It's amazing, but I'm very proud of what you're doing, and you're incorporating like all different aspects into what you're doing because you're working with the kids, you're training obviously adults, you're doing the circuits, that's tied into what you're doing with the boxing.
Yeah.
So your life's working well for you, innit? You've got a good work-life balance and you're constantly around what you love, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I do it, because
Right now,
I'm always around at them.
Right now, Ab, genuinely, do you feel happy?
Yeah.
Happier than you've ever been? You seem happy.
Yeah, I do.
When I'm talking to you, I can see you
This is probably
really,
the
really
happiest
happy.
I've ever been, you know. It is, definitely.
And that's that really, do you know what? The most underrated thing. And like now, especially in days of social media, everyone's going on about like success and this, that, happiness is number one.
That's success in itself, isn't it?
That's the biggest success, Ab.
It is.
Fuck your money and everything else what comes with it. Being happy is number one.
Nothing's a chore to me anymore. I just love doing anything, and nothing's a chore to me no more. And like, where years ago everything was a chore and we asked doing nothing.
Yeah, now you're enjoying it.
Yeah, now I love it. I can go to work, I don't think twice about going to work. Obviously, some days when you wake up, you think, oh, I wish I could turn that alarm off, just because I'm a bit lazy. I like my sleep.
Yeah, everyone likes to sleep.
But like, going to the gym, I don't think I can't be asked going to the gym.
Yeah. That's
not a task for me.
Anymore, And when the second it becomes a chore is the second you're not enjoying it, and when you're not enjoying it, you shouldn't be doing
it. Exactly.
Got a little bit of fun for us, Ab, yeah? Want to do a little 10 quick questions, yeah?
Go on then.
And I just think, you know what? It adds a little bit of a laugh to it, doesn't it?
You
know what I mean? So, you ready for these, baby?
Yeah.
What's your favourite exercise routine?
What, like?
It can be anything. It can be boxing, kettlebells, running, anything at all. What's your favourite exercise routine? Say it, whatever you want.
Boxing.
Going
on the pads.
Yeah. Pad work.
Yeah.
Favourite musician or song?
Ooh, Paolo Nutini. And Mumford & Sons. I like the Mumford & Sons, mate.
You're getting them out now.
Yeah.
Favourite spot in the city?
Ooh. Probably the hills, you know. Because you can see right over, can't you? Like the hills.
Oh, didn't think you said that one.
That was an hard one,
it's
that
a
though,
good
you know,
one,
actually.
No one said that. Air up or air down?
Bit of both.
Right,
Bit of both. I have to have it up in the gym, but I like it down as well. That doesn't bother me.
Your favourite food?
Chocolate.
That's got me next one then. Crisp or chocolate?
Chocolate.
Eels or trainees?
Trainers.
Gym wear or going out stuff?
Gym wear.
A boss night in or a great night out?
I'd like a boss night in.
Yes. Read a book or watch the telly?
Watch the telly.
You
can't read me.
You can only keep one possession. What would it be? Be anything.
It's hard, that.
Could be on that table there.
Let me phone, innit?
Loads of your dirty phone. You can go anywhere in the world. Where would you go?
Jamaica. Always want to go there. Or Hawaii. Yeah.
I haven't had them either. Yeah.
Always want to go them two places.
It's been an absolute pleasure having you on, and I've loved every minute of it.
I have.
Would you like to do any shout outs before you go? Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
I think I said them, Paddy.
Paddy?
No, yeah, just, do you know what, really, just all of my family and my boyfriend, and my mate and Paddy, because they're like all stuck behind me and supported me, do you know what I mean? Especially my boyfriend, he's really supported me and got behind me, so, yeah, and obviously my mum and my dad and my sister. You must be hard to live
with as well. You are. Normally it's like, yeah, your bird's doing the dishes, you must get fucking battered. I feel sorry for him.
Honestly.
So credit to him.
No, he was the one that kept saying to me, why have you stopped? You need to go back,
Good support system.
Yeah,
good around you.
Very good, yeah.
Ab, you better not forget me when you turn pro. I want to have you back on here and back in the... when you're on the big nights and you're out in the MGM Grand, don't forget to shake the mic.
You'll be ringside anyway, Jack. Don't worry about that one.
I mean it, and thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah.
Is there anything we haven't touched on before we go?
No.
We've hit it all, haven't we?
We've hit it all, yeah.
Thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me. No, I appreciate being on here and it's being boss. Being really good.
Thanks very much for watching. And until next time, peace out.